Hey everyone, Seriously Simone with your host, Simone, and today I know I'm making my video a bit early in the day. Isn't it wonderful? Because I had to go to school at 7:15 today, and today was a testing day, and I got let out early, which was awesome because in my class I had one of my best friends and then one of my old friends, and yeah, and it was a lot of fun because, oh, and my crush was there. He was sitting right in front of my friend's table, and I was like, don't stare, Simone, because if he makes a sudden movement looking back, he'll be like, were you staring at me? And then I'd be like, yes. The back of your head is beautiful, by the way. Just saying. Okay. But, so, since it was only a 3-hour day, not a lot happened. Except one very big thing. So, after we took all 4 tests, which were each a half an hour long, the person I talked about yesterday, how he said he liked me, he was in the class too, and he gave me a photo of a flower and a butterfly and a bee, and it was really adorable. And then he was like, this is for you, and then he walked away, and then I was like, oh, thank you. And then I turned it over, and it said Simon, not Simone, Simon. But that's okay, because not a lot of people know how to spell my name. It's the female version of Simon, just saying. So it has an E. But it was like, when I sent you that note in French, I was technically asking if you would go out with me, and I just feel awful. Like, I talked to my mom about this yesterday, and she was like, if you don't lay down the law, then something's gonna happen with you, and if you don't want it to happen, then, and she knows I'm not good at, like, saying no to people, so she's like, and what happens if, like, something happens? And I was like, I'll do that when I get to. And then it happened today, and I was just like, brr, and I feel awful. Oh my gosh, I don't want to be mean, because I just always want to think, I just always think, it's like, if you were in their position, and you did that, and someone was like, oh no, I'm sorry, but thanks for, like, the consideration, it hurts. It just kind of hurts, so it's like, I don't want to do that to anyone. I really don't want to do that to anyone, because it's not a good feeling for both people. Unless there's, like, girls who get asked out, like, all the time in my school who are really used to it. So it's like they don't even care about people's feelings anymore, which is kind of sad. But, sorry, I'm sitting really weird in my chair. But, anyway, other than that, it was a pretty fun day. Afterward, I went to Taco Bell with my mom, and then she had to get the car wash, so I was eating Taco Bell while at the car wash, and it was kind of fun. I don't know why I was enjoying myself so much. And then, yeah. So that's just been my day so far. The rest of the day has been really slow. Well, not really slow. My brother is in testing right now with my neighbor, because the freshman went in at 7:15 to 10:45, and then everyone else went in at like 10:45 to 2:30. So I have the house to myself. Ooh. Except my mom is here, and my dogs, and my fish, and the house. But anyway, I think that's all I have to say today. I feel awful, so I'm just gonna go and like mope in the corner and just think, because I don't want to be awful. Like, actually, before I go, my friend who I was sitting with, my old friend, she was like, oh goodness. And then I was like, what? And she was like, he likes you now? He used to have a crush on me, and he used to like get in my personal space and do all this stuff and do all that stuff, and I didn't know. And then she was like saying like he says all these bad words, which is kind of a turn off. But I said turn off, not on. Okay, sorry. And then she showed Jack the not that. Okay, and then she showed one of my other friends the photo, and he was like, don't go out with him. Don't go out with him. And they were just saying how he was kind of mean, and then she said no to him for going out, and then he was just awful to her. And I was like, oh goodness. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. And then, gosh, I hate being mean. I feel awful saying all this. I don't know what to do. But, yeah, and then she was like, oh my gosh, dude. And actually, I've been kind of uncomfortable the past few days. I'm sorry, that sounds really bad. But I have a very, very large bubble, especially considering I have a fear of people. Some of my friends, like, when they get too close to me, I actually back up. Because I'm just like, whoa, bro. And they're, like, standing 3 feet away from me, and I'm like, you're a little too close. And they're like, really? And I'm like, I'm sorry. And then, I'm like, yeah, it's just weird. And so people think I'm a prude because of that, but it's just like, I just have a big bubble. And then, the other day, like, I think it was last week, I was sitting in study hall with my 2 friends, and then the guy who sent me the note today came up to sit with us, and they were like, oh, we should go get a pretzel. So they went off, and I was sitting, and he comes up and he puts his nose, like, right here, and I was like, teacher, teacher, teacher. And then my friend came in, and then she was like, are you coming? And I was like, yes. And he like sprinted out of my chair, and she was like, we're not gonna leave you. And like, I was like, oh. Oh, I need help. I feel awful. Oh my gosh, I hate being in this position, because it's like, it's not fun to hurt people's feelings. It's really not fun to hurt anyone's feelings or make them feel bad, because I know he's not trying to do anything bad. Ah! Well, I've got to go. I love your faces. You guys are awesome, and I will see you all tomorrow.